Understood, bro. Bro, please. Yeah. Uh, one MacBook or one Magic Mouse?
Bro. Why are you embarrassing us, bro? Why are you asking these irrelevant things here, bro?
So, you should be more embarrassed about your portfolio than what I did just now.
What? I'm not understanding, bro.
I'll explain. మొత్తం అర్థమవుతుంది. Everything you'll understand.
Okay.
See, where are we?
In the restaurant.
What did I order?
MacBook.
We came to a restaurant and whatever I'm asking for is totally irrelevant. Right? They
Yeah.
weren't even expecting for me to order a MacBook or something.
Yeah.
Right? They'll automatically expect that you will order something which is very relevant.
Yeah.
Correct? Makes total sense.
Yes.
But where does this common sense go when you guys create your portfolios? I'll explain. So you're applying for a UX role. Correct.
Yeah.
Now, tell me one thing. Let's say Vamsi here is a recruiter. Let's say you're interviewing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask. Vamsi has no relationship with any of this. Vamsi, you're interviewing him for a UX role.
Yeah.
What will you expect him to have in his portfolio?
UX design work.
UX design work.
Yeah.
Correct. Isn't it very obvious
Yes.
to expect UX work?
Yeah. It is
Right?
very obvious. Yeah.
Yes. And that's exactly that little amount of common sense is what we have to use when we make our portfolios. So I'll tell you what's happening. If you haven't realized by now,
No, I'm
what
just
I'm
thinking.
doing-
Don't I have common sense? I'm just thinking.
No. You have. What I'm trying to say is, it's a very common mistake to think that as a UX designer, in my UX portfolio, I can keep anything and everything which is related to design. I don't really mind whatever you've done in your portfolio. I just wanted to talk about this one aspect. That's why I took it in a very, sarcastic way.
Yeah,
Right? Please
yeah.
don't mind that. What I'm trying to say is, you have kept a lot of graphic work, a lot of motion design work,
Yeah.
right, in your UX portfolio.
Yes.
It's fine. You can do good graphic work. You can do motion design work.
Yes.
But the problem is, when you're applying for a UX role, what needs to be very much highlighted is your real UX work.
Okay.
Instead, what is happening is, we are misunderstanding our portfolio as whatever work I did till now.
Yeah.
And you have majority of the time, if you have done graphic work or if you have done motion design work, filling up your portfolio with that as your majority will not make sense when you are applying for a UX role. But again, don't misunderstand. There is a lot which is happening over here. I'm not saying discard all your graphic work and all that stuff. I'll
Yeah.
come to that part a little later. We'll definitely talk about that,
Yes.
right? But what I want to talk about is, you need to really understand whom you are creating this portfolio for. And you need to really understand where, like, all the projects or work which you are showing, who is the person who is going to look at it. What I'm trying to say is, a UX recruiter, the moment they go and open your portfolio, the first question obviously which they have in their mind is, what is the UX work which this person has done? What is the relevant work which this person has done, for which I can go and probably call and talk to this particular person? Is the first most obvious thought is the recruiter will have.
Yeah.
Right? So when you're applying to a UX role, what you need to do is, you need to make sure that the first highlight in your portfolio, the most important focus which is there in your portfolio, goes into relevant UX work. You might ask me, hey, what about all the graphic work? That is what I have done.
Yes.
All I'm trying to say is, you need to make sure that that is not the star. You want to become a graphic designer, or you want to become a motion designer, yes, definitely. That work can be the star work. That means when you're applying to a UX role, the star, the main feature of what your portfolio is directing towards should be your UX work. Your graphic work, on the other hand, can be later, can be additional.
Okay.
But the moment I land on your portfolio, within seconds, I should be able to reach your UX work.
So what you're saying is, like, if I'm applying to UX job, that should be my star, and if I'm applying to some other role, the portfolio should change. That's what you're saying. Should I change it?
Yes. This is a very good point you have got. Because what generally people think is their design portfolio is going to be the same.
Huh.
I'm not asking you to misunderstand what design portfolio is and fake what you have done. I'm not going there. I'll actually explain about it, right? I won't ask you to fake it. All I'm trying to say over here is, what do you make the person go first to? See, it's not that I don't want a MacBook.
ఆరేడు ఉన్నాయి ఇంట్లో. How many more do you want?
Wait, what I'm trying to say, see, it's not that I don't want a MacBook. I need a MacBook. I have that requirement. But I don't ask that in the restaurant. I'm not saying me wanting food over in the restaurant is just faking it. I'm not saying it. I'm talking about relevant things at relevant places. That's the point which I'm trying to drive. In applying to a UX interview, show relevant stuff. And when you really want to go to a graphic design role or motion design role, I'm not saying don't chase them. Happily, please go to them. When you go there, then show relevant work. Don't show UX work there. Or you can show, I'll come to that point a little later, how can you show other work as well. But what I'm trying to say is the star, the most important part should be immediately be reaching.
Yeah. So, you are saying me to customize my portfolio basis the role I'm applying for.
Correct.
So, should I remove my graphic work completely?
Need not. Good, very good. See, firstly, that's the skill which you have.
Huh.
It's not that you don't have that skill. You have good graphic skills.
Huh.
And that defines you. Right?
Huh.
All you need to do is, all I'm saying that you need to do is just give less focus to it. That's it. It doesn't have to go completely out of your portfolio.
Huh.
The moment a recruiter lands over there, if the highest focus is there on that graphic work, the danger is that they will think that, oh, probably you have applied here by mistake. Because see, ultimately, when a recruiter is trying to hire someone, they want to also make safe choices. They don't want to hire someone who is irrelevant, frankly speaking.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not talking, in fact, the reason why we are making this video is because people want to transition.
Yes.
And transition means something, right? And we'll talk about the right way to transition. But it is very important to understand that the industry is always, one side it wants to hire people who are relevant, but on the other side they want to avoid people who are irrelevant. It's a very important thing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you don't have to totally throw away your graphic work. All you need to do is reduce the focus on it and make sure the first thing the recruiter lands is the relevant UX work. After they look at that UX work, once they get that, then they can also see that you have these additional skills which are also good at, and add it as a plus, as a bonus.
Yeah.
That means, okay, you can get main course over here. On top of it, you can also get a chai. Right?
Yeah.
But if, like, this is an additional bonus, like, great. Verma makes very good chai.
Yeah.
Very good. But the most important part I'm here for is the main course.
Yes.
You got it?
Yeah. I
So,
completely got it.
Yes.
Nice promotion for Burma.
So as you said, I'll add all my graphic work as a additional skill.
Correct.
But in my previous company, all I have did is graphic work. Like I have my complete experience in graphic work.
Correct.
So how can I showcase it as UX design work? I can't show it. Right?
No. That's a very good question you asked.
Huh?
Firstly, I am not saying Baspus Mared ke cheyamanatledu. I'll explain. No, if I translate in English, you don't have to paint a fox to make it look like a lion. Right? That's not what I'm trying to say over here. Your graphic work remains graphic work. It cannot become UX work. Firstly, get that clarity.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Huh.
There are a lot of people in the industry who also misunderstand this. They think graphic work, okay, it's there on screens. Screens means UI. UI means UX design.
Yes.
Firstly, there are multiple ways to showcase your UX work. Okay. Firstly, you need to understand what are recruiters even looking for before we even get to answering this question. You don't have experience in UX design. Fine. Obviously, you can't go to places who require experienced UX designers. You obviously can't go there.
Yeah.
But you want to transition. You are a graphic designer. You want to transition into UX design. So this has to happen.
Yeah.
But the new company which is trying to hire you can't hire you just basis your graphic work. That cannot happen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This is where we really need to understand how do recruiters think. When they're looking for someone fresher, all they look for, please note this word, even you note this word, all they look for is potential. Does this person have the potential to become a good UX designer? Potential to fit what is happening in my company is all they're looking for, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's take this word potential, because when you reduce it from experience to potential, things become much easier, right? And one of the most easiest ways to do this is by actually going and doing dummy projects.
Okay.
What are these dummy projects? Okay, so you might ask, okay, dummy projects means will I become a dummy person? No, but that's the beauty about potential, right? Let's understand what do experienced UX designers do for which the recruiters are recruiting them. Then we'll understand what's the difference we have. Okay, so the difference is experienced UX designers are solving real business problems, working in real companies through their UX skills, right? They're solving it, doing user experience design and solving real business problems for a business, working for a business. If you think of it, the only difference between you and a person not working in a company, other than that they're getting paid, is that a real business is not giving you a problem to solve. So all you need to do here is, instead of a real business giving you a problem, you yourself can take a problem and solve it. That's what I mean by dummy project.
Okay.
Right? That means, for example, let's say you have, you were ordering from Zepto the other day, right? All you can do, let us say you're looking at Zepto and you are like, hey, if at all I'm working at Zepto, if I'm a designer at Zepto, what is that I can do? Probably just think of it. In a real business like Zepto, they'll be obviously thinking like, tell some business goal which they can have.
Like conversions,
increasing order sizes, average order value. Let's take that, right? If you have to increase the average order value in Zepto, tell me one idea.
like showing like frequently added together.
Frequently bought together.
Yeah.
Or something like
Yes.
making some bundles or something like
Yes.
that, which people can buy, other than just buying individual items.
Yes.
Correct. Now, this is by common sense. Like you see that most products outside, like whenever you open, you see that they are doing these kind of initiatives, right? The same way, all you need to do is imagine that someone who is in a company is giving you this business goal and asking you to solve the UX problem around it, and you can yourself take that project and do it. The reason why this will work is because the recruiter who is wanting to recruit you is really looking for your potential, because they know that they are hiring freshers. They know that they are not hiring experienced people, right? But for them to get a cue that if at all we want to hire this person, how would this person perform if at all we give a real project? The clue is what you will get from working on a dummy project. Just like going and playing a Ranji trophy or a practice match for getting selected for, let's say, playing for Indian cricket team. Because you can't be already playing in the Indian cricket team to get selected in an Indian cricket team.
So you're saying that I can do some dummy project, like I can take some business example and just I can randomly do a project on it.
Correct.
But how would I know I'm doing it properly or not? In business, like they'll have like some things to look at and do, like
In a real company,
they can
obviously there are real people
Yes.
who can talk with you, discuss with you, and then basis that you will know. Right? The question is, if you are not working in a real company, then what to do?
What to do? Yeah.
నేను ఉన్నాను కదా నీకు. What? Basically, I'm saying నేను ఉన్నా.
The mental.
So you need to understand one thing. You have to just be very smart around all this. Okay? Instead of waiting until you get an opportunity to prove your experience, all you need to think is, how can I substitute everything else, what am I getting in a company, just by not working there? That's it. If you think about it, there can be some senior designers whom are working. Obviously, when you're working in a real company, there can be some senior designers, there can be a product manager, there can be a a business owner, all these people are there. A business owner will give you a business goal. A product manager will be discussing things with you and taking the product
Yeah.
forward, right? And a senior designer will keep helping you with things, mentoring you in terms of how is it that you can think about this UX and how can you solve or bring on that experience. If you're smart, all you have to do is just get these people offline, talk to them. You can talk to a business owner to understand what kind of business goals they can have. You can talk to a senior designer and get mentorship from them and understand whether your work is good or not. So, all you need is people out there to just provide you some mentorship,
Okay. Huh.
right?
Yeah.
And it all depends on how well you are connected, how well you are interested in talking to people. Because I'll tell you one of the biggest mistakes which people do right now, right? When they approach for mentorship, all they do is, hey, please give me mentorship. Hey, you know what? I'm looking for a job. Please just give me a job. As if they are just sitting with, come on, jobs, da, 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 da. Right?
Yeah.
They don't like. That's not what they're sitting for. What they are sitting with is their knowledge. They want to share it. They want to talk about good business problems which are actually they won't tell you exactly what they're doing,
Yeah.
but they can give you examples. You can say, hey, you know what, probably if you are working at Zepto, don't talk about Zepto, let's talk about Blinkit. If you are someone who is going to pick something to solve, what would you do? Have this conversation with someone senior outside. You go out there, you start attending multiple multiple conferences or design meetups and stuff like that. You will find a varied variety of people. Approach them seeking knowledge. Approach them seeking good problems which they want to solve.
Yeah.
And have these discussions with them, and your brain opens up, and then you get a replacement for what you would have got if you actually started working in a company.
Yes. Yes.
Right? This absolutely makes sense, right?
I'm literally mind blown. Like everything is in like hands reach, and you could
Yes.
literally go and talk to
Yes.
people.
Yes, because all we're trying to do is just simply go and think everything in a packaged manner. No. It's because we are just so used to this textbook approach of, preparing for these entrance examinations. Give me this 12-book bundle, 2-book bundle, HC Verma, HC Verma, HC Verma 2. I'll take all these things, I'll prepare, and after that I'll crack an examination. Until then, I'll not talk to anyone. That's not how UX hiring happens, bro. Unlike there are some companies, once I went to a company interview, they asked me, what is the 7th heuristic? I said, let's stop this interview. I'm going, I don't want to work here. Probably that guy also is not working anymore there. They could also found that this guy has no clue what to interview about. He's asking for the 7th heuristic principle. I know all heuristic principles. I train people on heuristics.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean I'll work for a company which expects textbook answers
Yeah.
and definitions. So if you're very smart about it, you can get inputs from various places, right? Especially senior designers. So many senior designers are there. You just have to approach them with good things. Instead of just approaching them with, hey, please give me some job, tell me how my portfolio is. That's all fine. People are fed up of all these things.
Yeah.
Go talk to them about very good UX problems. They will engage. They
Yeah.
want to talk.
Yes.
And that is how they'll connect with you as well. That is how they'll start caring about you as well. Because you also have something to offer to them, right? As a senior designer, I also want to talk about good UX problems.
Yeah.
If someone talks to me, I'm also learning from it. So come to us with those kind of discussions.
Yeah.
And not just me, everyone is willing to help over here. The whole community is there, willing to actually help and mentor. You just need to know what to ask. That's it. If they have to do something for you, you do something for them. That is just discussing interesting topics about UX. That's it. Right?
Yeah.
You do this, put all these things, work on a dummy project. It's not real, you also agree. But you showcased all your potential in that project. That is your Ranji trophy. That is your practice match.
Yeah.
When a recruiter, you want to show something about your UX work to a recruiter, you label it nicely. This is a dummy project. I did not work for Zepto.
Yes.
Right? This is something which I picked myself and did.
Yeah.
Great. Do it. That opens a conversation. You are definitely much better than all those freshers for simply only showing their graphic work or some other irrelevant work or some videoed work or some motion design work or whatever.
Yes.
That is a trick, man. That's how you talk about UX work.
Yeah.
Right?
So let's just say like
Huh.
I'm doing like I have done some dummy project. I have picked some like really good business problem.
Yep.
And I tried to solve it like with all my showcasing my potential.
Correct.
I'll just solve it and put it over there. Now the question is like, I have like so much of experience in graphic design.
Correct.
Like I have done some really good work for real clients.
Correct. Correct.
And if I
Basically,
just
you delivered business impact in
through,
that part.
yeah, in that part, like I really help some clients
yes,
do
yes.
that. And if I keep it in additional skills, will it not go to waste? Like people will not even see that, so it's all complete waste.
Now your insecurity is kicking. It's good. Obviously, because you put in so much heart into that, you worked for years on that. It feels very painful that suddenly, is it all a waste? It's not a waste.
Okay.
Trust me. Firstly, you need to understand one thing, that here you want to transition.
Yeah.
That means you are willingly taking this decision of going and trying another field. So first, reality check, you are leaving another field.
Huh.
That's a reality check. But it doesn't have to be sad. There's another video which you guys have to watch. That if is UX design easy money, right?
Yeah.
If your only aim is to get into UX design because it is easy money, it won't work out for you,
Huh.
right? In that video, I'm talking about how do you transition, how do you plan your transition.
Yes.
When do you really get into UX design? Only when it connects very well with your fundamental qualities and you've discovered that, and therefore it really makes sense for you to transition. On that ground, let me answer this question. What happens? You've done your graphic work. You have impacted businesses. There was a business problem.
Huh.
That the brief came to you. You solved. You did design thinking.
Yes.
You thought in terms of the users, if not users, if marketing, it can be customers or it can be audience or whatever. You thought in terms of them. You thought in terms of the business and you empathized both the spaces. You came up with multiple ideas and you experimented and you did all these things. Even as a graphic designer, you did all these things.
Yes.
If you think of it, the process you followed is pretty much similar to what a UX designer does. It's just that the problems you're solving are on the graphic level. The problems which are solving over here are on the interaction and interface design level. I end up creating an experience over here. So the trick is very simple, bro. From your graphic work or motion graphic work and all that stuff, all you need to do is pull out stories of how you were fundamentally a designer.
Acha. Huh.
How did you understand users or your audience? How did you empathize your business? How did you come up with multiple alternatives? How did you go and experiment it and help a business? Is the story which you will pull out of it and then present it in such a way saying that, hey, you know what? My approach to design has always been the same. All I need to do is instead of these graphics, I need to go and solve much different problems and I can absolutely do it. Right? Here is the proof that I can really impact businesses through my previous work.
Huh.
Here is the proof that I can also do UX work through my dummy work.
Yes, bro.
Fasak. That's it, man. This, if you remember, it's literally done. Oh. On time. A perfect, relevant portfolio. Simple, man. When you're applying for a UX role, all you need to do is showcase relevant projects. What will you show? You will showcase relevant UX work.
Yes.
That will be the highlight. And obviously, if you're applying for a graphic role, if you're applying for a motion graphic role, you will customize your portfolio according to them.
Yes.
But according to the UX role, you will have to customize it to showcase your UX work. Where will you get it from?
By doing dummy projects.
Dummy project. Dummy project, does it mean just artificial project?
No.
No.
I'll take it real business goal.
Correct. Real business goal. You talk to real people. Right? You will understand what is a realistic problem that can be solved and you will solve it.
Yes.
How is it that you can get feedback?
I'll go talk to multiple people.
Talk to me, man.
I in the sense like from the audience perspective.
I understand that. And why do you think all this will work? Because this showcases your
Potential.
potential. You also do not have a misconception that the companies are always only looking for experience. When they are hiring for freshers, they look for potential more than the experience. So all of you, why don't you just start with whatever I've asked you in the video? Start interesting discussions. Start with the comments of this video. Observe a very good product. Start being curious about it and start interesting discussions. Ask people, if at all you are working over here, what would you have solved? What are some of the interesting business problems over here? What are the interesting UX work which happens over there? Start these discussions, right? And then your portfolio will also become very, very, very good, as perfect as these Deserts. Yeah, and if I probably love all these discussions, one day you and me might also talk, just like where we are meeting here at. I think we should start this, man. Vlogs with people, with the
Yeah,
best subscribers out there. Yeah.
we can actually do it.
Awesome. Subscribe. Thank you. भाई MacBook ready हो गया क्या?